Hi there. My name's Elaine Economou, and I'm here from Move Wellness to share with you some movements to help you get started with fitness and exercise, and specifically with low impact movements. So, I'd like you to get started on your back, and you are going to just rest your feet on the floor on a mat. You could even do these on a bed if you needed to, but if you can get down to the floor and release your body into gravity, that would be best. So just take a couple of breaths here. And as you notice your breathing and the sensation of your breath, you will practice releasing your body into gravity a bit. So just take a few breaths and notice the bottoms of your feet and your pelvis and your trunk and your shoulders and your neck, your jaw, the weight of your head, your arms, your hands. And as you are enjoying the sensation of your body releasing into gravity and the breath, noticing your inhales and exhales, try to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth a few times, and allow the back of your rib cage, the bottom back of your ribs to expand. So you'll inhale through the nose and you feel a little stretch and pull at the bottom of your rib cage, and then exhale, just release everything down. And as you're doing this, inhale, feeling the stretch and pull into the back of your rib cage, you're just stretching open those muscles between your ribs and allowing a nice deep inhalation, all of the oxygen reaching the bottom of your lungs, and that diaphragm just getting a really nice activation. So breathing is helping you connect and open the body. And then I want you to just inhale here, feel those ribs expand, and on your exhale, blow out your mouth and feel a little pull across the low belly. Now, I don't want you to move your bones here. I want you to just have weight in the bones of your pelvis on the mat, but you're going to feel a little tension right across that low belly. So you inhale into the back of your ribs, and you exhale, just feel a little taut pull across the low belly, like 10 or 20% effort, not a ton. We're just inviting this movement and connection in your body, and it's going to tell you what pace it needs to feel it. So inhale and exhale. And now, keeping that connection to the breath, the inhales and the exhales, let's do some arm circles. You'll inhale your arms over your head and exhale your hands down to your hips. And as we do this, I want you to still think about the rib cage expanding in the back on the inhale and the taut sensation across the low belly. So we'll do one more of those. Inhale and exhale, switch directions. Inhale and exhale. So bringing this awareness into your body will help you as you start a movement practice, understand your alignment, pay attention to your form, and keep the workout, any movement or fitness, as efficient as possible. From here, I want you to reach your fingertips up to the ceiling, soften your elbows a bit so you feel your arms, your shoulders on the mat, and you're going to glide your shoulder blades away from each other and then hug them down and together. Glide your shoulder blades away and then hug them down and together. And so we're just bringing some movement into the shoulder girdle, helping to get everything active and balanced. We want to mobilize the body before we try to get it strong, or we want all the muscles to come to the party. So from there, let your hands just float down and walk your feet in as a little bit closer to your pelvis, whatever's comfortable for you today. And I want you to just rock on your tailbone. So you're rocking tip to tail, and your back is arching a little bit, but make sure you're really moving from the pelvis and not jutting your ribs out. So the pelvis is rocking in one direction and the other, and it doesn't matter what muscles you're using for starters, but you're still breathing. and connecting the movement to the breath. So maybe you inhale here and maybe you exhale here. We'll do one more inhale. And it feels really good, so maybe you want to do a few more. And then just settle right down into a neutral-ish pelvis. And we're going to say that for today, a neutral pelvis is the one where you feel weight in the bones across the back of your hips, and you're trying to get the front bones of your pelvis about parallel to the floor. Now, there's lots of reasons why that might be hard. So just do the best you can for today and don't force anything. So I want you to feel that taut pull across the low belly. I want you to feel your feet on the floor, push your feet into the floor, and peel your hips up. And you're lifting bone by bone off the mat. And you'll come down to neutral-ish. You're neutral today. Today's neutral. Push your feet down and peel your hips up. And then come down bone by bone. And maybe you can't, maybe you're just lifting your hips an inch or two. If you initiate by pushing your feet down, feeling that posterior tilt, and using your glutes at that point, it is a great first step. So don't worry if you're just getting started and any of this feels hard. Sometimes we cramp, our hamstrings will cramp as we're practicing this. That's normal. Just stretch them out. Try it again. And practice that, pushing your feet down to find the posterior tilt. Use your glutes and then peel your spine off bone by bone and then come all the way down. The next one we'll do is your feet are right next to each other, palms out to the side. You're going to let your knees just rock side to side, keeping both feet down for starters. And I'm just doing a few sets of each of these exercises to share with you, but you can slow this down. You can do as many sets as you like, because these are all really good for you, and they're also they feel really good. So they're nourishing for your body in lots of ways. And so after you do a few with both feet down, lift one foot up, the top leg, and reach through that top leg just a bit. And then you're going to use that taut low belly to pull your knees back upright. You're going to rock to the other side. Your top knee reaches. You exhale and use that low belly pull that we practice, that taut low belly, to pull you back to upright. You inhale here, and then you exhale, low belly pulls you upright. You inhale here, and you exhale, low belly pulls you upright. Let's stretch the whole body long. We're just trying to warm up and get some stimulation in the whole body. Fingertips and feet reach away from each other, our big X stretch. And then we're going to go on to all fours. And from here, hands are under your shoulders, knees under your hips. You can do these exercises standing with your hands on a counter or a chair or something that's at a comfortable height for your body. Just get your ears, shoulders, and hips lined up, even if they're on a diagonal. So from here, try to find the breath into the rib cage, that same way we did when we were in a different relationship to gravity. And from here, you'll exhale, find that taut belly, and use that to lift your pelvis. And we'll go into our angry Halloween cat stretch, and then come right back to a neutral position. So all we're doing here is we are using the breath to connect to the center of the body, the core, and use it to move the spine. And come back, and we're keeping it very simple for starters. There's lots of other ways to do this and reasons why we might do it, but for now, we're just trying to bring some awareness and stimulation and movement to the body. And as this starts to feel really good, you can just add on. And then from here, take your hands down under your shoulders, elbows on the mat. And we're going to lift one arm up to the sky. Look at it. And lift the other arm up. And this is not easy. This is thoracic rotation. And it's pretty hard, but it's really good for us. Push down to lift up. And then from here, come back up. And we are going to stand up. All right, let's come to standing and bring your feet just a bit wider than your hips. Sense your feet on the floor. Take a second and feel the whole bottom of your foot in contact with the floor, and bring your awareness into the big toe ball of your foot. the pinky toe ball of your foot, and the inside and outside of your heels. And make sure all 4 of those points on each foot are in contact with the floor. You don't want to be rolling in or rolling out on your feet. You just want to be really solid and practice being solid on your feet, and it will help you do whatever else you want to do. So from here, I just want you to shift your weight from side to side. And you'll feel how the weight shifts through those 4 points. That's okay. But you want to, when we come back to the center, that's when you want to check back in with them. And then take your feet a little wider and just make it a little bit of a bigger shift. And you're using, connecting to your breath as you do this. And I just want you to let your hips wander. And so you're keeping your heels on the floor and your feet and toes reacting to the movement. And you're just letting your hips slide and glide around. Your knees are softly bent, and this is bringing mobility and stretch and really opening up the hips and low back, the pelvic floor, the legs, and really integrating the relationship of our feet to our pelvis. So whatever you do here is fine. Just let your hips glide around a little bit. And then bring your feet a little bit closer together. And I just want you to do a few steps to the side. So we're just going to do a little series of weight shifts. And I don't want you to jump. I don't want you to go onto one foot. I want you to just step side to side. And this starts activating the muscles on the sides of our hips. There's lots of reasons why all of this. These movements are really good for us. And then I want you to start to shift your weight. So you're going to reach down and up and down and up and down and up and switch sides. And so you're going to reach down and up, down and up. I'm not going too far for starters. We're just starting. If you want to make it a bigger movement, you can. Down and up. Now, I just want you to go back to the first side and really reach down. And we're just going to reach down both ways now in both directions. Reach down. We just want to get comfortable with shifting your weight. And we're just going to do one more set here. You could do as many sets as you want. And then I'm going to ask you to come to the middle again and sense your feet under you. I'm going to show you one last thing. And this is, you can hold on to a chair if you need to, hold on to something. But I want you to lift your heels and lower your heels. So I'm doing that right here. My knees are a little bit soft. And then I want you to let your heels bounce down. I don't want you to do this in a way that feels painful or brings anything really uncomfortable up your body, but this brings forces on into your body and up your kinetic chain, forces on your bones that are good for bone health. So it's a great way to start jumping if you haven't jumped, and it's a great way to bring some endurance and energy into, if you want to move up into doing things that are a little bit more of a high impact. And you can stop right there, take a second, sense your body, notice and appreciate all the little reverberations through your body, and there you go.